Hey, dear Tyler. Good morning, and how are you doing? I hope you're good. I hope you're fine. So today I'm really excited, though it's not really showing on my voice, but I'm extremely excited. Today, dear Tyler is celebrating 2 years. 2 years from the very first episode, the Genesis, and I've just been extremely overwhelmed. It's been an amazing journey. And I've just, I think last night or so, I decided to take out some time to just check out some of the, how far that we've gone as a podcast. And just reminiscing on how it all started, why I started, and just being humbled by the effect that the podcast has had in the lives of people. And so this episode is just me really going back in retrospect, to look at certain things that happened, and hopefully the story of dear Tyler would be an encouragement for you for any project that you want to start. Within the course of my talk, I'm going to, just appreciate a lot of people, but I'm personally just excited and I'm grateful. The whole concept of dear Tyler, it's quite funny, but there were a lot of things that prompted me to start dear Tyler, but I think one of the major things was a particular relationship that I was in, and within that period, it was a very devastating relationship for me. It was one of these relationships that drained me. I remember I was the one that even called it the relationship because it was affecting me mentally, and going through therapy sessions with a great friend of mine, Florence, such an amazing person. I'm forever grateful to Florence. I'm forever grateful to Abigail. These people really helped, pull me out of that whole depression state. And what I resorted to doing was, just writing my experiences, okay. And I was like, okay, let me pour my heart out, but let it be as if I'm writing to somebody. Maybe it could help my expression more. And so I came up with the name Tyler. I was like, okay, Tyler just seems like a very very central name. There's a word I'm actually looking for that I can't find, but a very central name, very unique name that could go for either a guy or a girl, something like that. So, and it just seemed to sit well. So I would just pick up my phone, go to my notepad, and I'll say, dear Tyler, this is what I learned, this is what I learned, this is what I learned. And so after some time I had an interview. One of my friends, Grace Christos, used to have a podcast herself, and she was like, okay, she wants to interview me for the podcast. And I was like, okay, no problem. And so while we're having the interview, once we were done with the interview, she was like, hey Binga, like you've got a lot of things to say. You're very articulate. Your perception, your paradigm is something that is quite compelling, and I believe people would love to hear it. Why don't you start a podcast? And me and my over doubtful mind, one of the things that the Lord is delivering me from is self-doubt. So I know that I'm fully aware of the fact that I'm very gifted in a lot of things, but there is this doubt that I'll be able to give the best that is required at certain times. Do you understand? So anyway, so she was like, Binga started now and everything. I said, okay. But, yeah, nothing really happened. I didn't do too much. And then COVID came, and, we were at home for a while. So I think I was just in a place one day, and I was like, I think I just start this whole podcast thing, you get? Because I was like really writing, and I was still doing my whole, notepad stuff where I would write just little thoughts, anything that comes to my mind. It could be scripture, it could be just general thoughts or meditation, whatever comes to my mind. And so I just wrote to Dear Tyler, and there were a few people that I used to send it to. And then, one of them kept on asking, like, when is the next Dear Tyler letter coming out? And so when I just got to the point, I was like, okay, Binga, what you're saying really does carry weight. There are times where I could like make a Facebook post or something, and just share my thoughts, either on one controversy or a particular church issue, and people seem to get a lot of light from it. And so I said, okay, why not share your story? Now, my life is a bunch of drama. Literally, my life is it's just a drama. It's just a dramatic experience. Like, from birth up till now, the stories are endless. And I noticed that I had this eye for observing. Like, I could read, I could get a lot of information you get from certain occurrences. Other people would not see it that way, but I would see it in a different way, and pick up stories. You just see different stuff. So I was like, okay, let's take a bold step. Facebook, you're limited to 5,000 friends. I'm not sure they had the follow button at that time, and then building a community on Facebook was like pretty hard if you're not going to pay for the whole adverts and stuff. And not a lot of people actually love reading, and the content could be a lot. So anyway, I just winged it, and I said, okay, so let me start. I downloaded the app, I just tried it out, and I uploaded my first episode, Genesis, talking about Dear Tyler. And I remember how I was just crazy about everybody sharing it. I was super excited, just sharing it. And some people I asked people for reviews, and they were like, okay, it was a little bit too long. Some other people said the music was too loud, just different things. And so I started really working and started improving. And one of the things that I noticed was that my first episode, and up to now, my first episode is the most listened to episode. About 200 times it's been listened to. But I think that's when the reality dawned on me that whenever you initiate things, there's this influx of support, especially when you have a whole lot of friends, and then all of a sudden there's like this sieving. And so I moved from getting maybe like 60 listens, 70 listens, 80 listens, dropping down to like 5, 10. And I started doubting myself, and I was like, oh my God, is this thing even worth it? I remember when I started Dear Tyler, then I would literally write down the whole script. Oh, I'm going to start talking here. I'll write down my points and all. If I make a mistake, I would cancel the audio. I would start again. So it was, very, very difficult. Like, I could spend maybe 2 hours trying to record maybe like a 20-minute or 15 to 20-minute audio. I could spend like 2 hours because I was canceling and starting again. And, and then imagine putting in so much effort and people are not listening. Your viewership is so poor. It was, until along the line, I almost, gave up. And then God sent friends over, and then I now built up Dear Tyler community. And then from the Dear Tyler community, people really, really started, helping, started sharing, started doing things. It was like there was this growth that just happened. But as at this time last year, exactly this time last year, I was about closing Dear Tyler. I was like, I'm not going to do it again, because it didn't seem like there was any result coming out of it. People won't listen, people won't share, people won't comment. It was terrible. Like, in a month, maybe I'll have like 23 listens, and I used to release an episode every week. And so imagine you're releasing content of 20 minutes, so that's like 80 minutes of content in a month, and then only like 20 something people listened, and you're not even sure if they listened completely. So it was kind of tough. But when God just sent people, and we started doing stuff. Some people helped me with ideas, and Spirit of God laid ideas in me, and I started spreading, just being more intentional about it. And I'll never forget the day that I received an email from Apple saying that they've seen my podcast, that I should come over to Apple Store, claim the podcast, so that they can now make it an official podcast on Apple. And then I remember when once that company reached out to me and said that they would be keeping tabs on how Dear Tyler is gaining a lot of traction. They'll be keeping tabs on Dear Tyler for giving me the statistics on Apple and everything. And then all of a sudden I now started getting other requests from different platforms saying that please come and host Dear Tyler on our platform, give us your RSS so that we can host Dear Tyler, and then I would go to church, that's Koinonia, and then somebody would rush over to me and be like, Dear Tyler, thank you so much for Dear Tyler. Or where people, just send screenshots and say, oh, Dear Tyler, there are a lot of testimonies from it. I know somebody suffered from insomnia, and that it helps them sleep. So listening to Dear Tyler has a very calming effect on them. Some other people were like that they were about to give up on life, and they listened to a particular episode of Dear Tyler, and it was just it just kept on growing. And I think recently I got contacted by another platform here in Nigeria, Jollof Radio, and then within a short period of time I became the podcast of the month. Things just really started happening. People are really, really blessed, and the thing is, I would never forget, on Sunday I was talking with one of Apostle's brothers, Pastor Jakes, and I saw him. I was talking with a couple, and I just wanted to greet him and go home, and I was like, Dear Tyler. I was like, Pastor Jakes, you listen? He said, yes, of course. And I was like, oh my God, like Pastor Jakes is the reason why I am born again. His act of love was what really inspired me to be among the body of believers. In fact, Pastor Jakes is the first person that ever gave me a seed on my birthday, and it was just amazing. And so when he now told me that he listens, I'm like, wow, Pastor Jakes and all. So, I was, contemplating what will I do for Dear Tyler. God is helping us to build financially and all. Some of those challenges that we have is that, we're not really being sponsored. The platform that we use does not permit Nigerians to be sponsored. So it's quite difficult to do some certain things, to have some certain reach. But, we're trusting God for all of that. And I would have really, really loved to do stuff, but I couldn't. And, last night I just took out time and I was like, okay, wait, let's find out the stat of Dear Tyler exactly. So I went to my platform, Spotify for podcasters, and I counted all the episodes that I've done, excluding this one that you're listening to. And then I took out time to calculate the minutes of content that was created. And I realized that in the past 2 years, we've had 132 episodes. Now think about it like this: there are 52 weeks in a year, and for 2 years that's going to be 104. So it means that we have consistently released more than one episode a week, or at least, we've kept it to that level, like one episode a week for 2 years, 132 episodes. So this will be the 133rd episode. And then I had about 62 hours of content. Approximately 62 hours of content. 62 hours equates to, if you listen to Dear Tyler from the first episode till the last one that I did, I think on Monday, it will take you 2 days and 14 hours to listen to everything that has been done on Dear Tyler. It will take you 2 days and 14 hours. And then I now went over and I checked how many countries has Dear Tyler been listened to. And I counted and there were 45 countries. And all of a sudden, from the depth of my heart, I just became extremely grateful. And I was like, that little idea that was pushed by amazing friends, that little step of faith, see where it has taken me. Now I know that I was talking with another friend and was like, Benga, I really believe that you're going to do great stuff in the podcast circle, especially for Nigerians. It's like you're a pioneer for a lot of things. He keeps on encouraging me. I know a lot of people that have started podcasting because I started, and it's quite humbling. Most times when we're in the process of doing certain things, we don't tend to see the greatness of what God is doing, right? We don't tend to see the greatness of what God is doing, but sometimes it takes us going back. So if I hadn't gone back, to start, I think over 9,000 listens. Do you understand? Over 9,000 listens. Over 9,000 listens of like Dear Tyler. Over 9,000 listens, Dear Tyler. It's almost like with 130, you're thinking maybe close to 90 listens per episode. It's a big thing. Trust me, it's very, very big. Considering the fact that I've not marketed, I've not done anything on any of these platforms, and all of these episodes are done via my phone. No special gadget, nothing, just my phone. So you can't consider the quality. It's not even video, and it's extremely humbling. And I just really, really became so grateful. I became so grateful to God. And I was like, Father, thank you so much. Thank you for giving me friends that help me recognize the gift that I have. Thank you, Lord, for giving me a message. Thank you for giving me support systems that make the work easy. Thank you for giving me people that listen and give me reviews. All of these things. I won't lie and say that whether people listen to it or not doesn't bother me. It bothers me. There's a reason why I'm creating the content, and I hope people hear. And for every single person, especially the ones that I don't know, when they, some of my friends, just send little screenshots and they're like, this is what this person said about Dear Tyler and everything. I'm just really, really grateful. I'm just really grateful, and I just And I hope that this episode would really encourage us to, stay true to whatever we believe in, whatever thing you're doing. It may seem like you're not making progress, right? But if you take a step back and look, right? There's this beautiful song by Victoria Renze, "See how far you brought me." If you can just take a look back and just observe certain things, it will just blow your mind, Tyler. It will just blow your mind. It just blow your mind. You'd really see how far you've come. You'd really see how far you've come. And so I really do hope that this will encourage you to pursue your dreams. I really do hope that this will also help you to stay committed. This thing they call consistency. It really works. It really works. It's just the consistency in showing up. Even the days that I didn't show up, it's just be consistent. God has a way of rewarding. And this is my own avenue of saying thank you to every single person that has helped me build Dear Tyler up to this point. This is me saying thank you to everyone who showed up at every point in time, from encouragement to financial support. You can't imagine, some people, just send money for data. Some people send, just airtime, just encouragement, different support systems. But thank Jollof Radio, always publicizing Dear Tyler content, even on Twitter, Instagram. Thank you so much, Jollof Radio. There so many people, the whole Dear Tyler community, over 100 plus people giving themselves consistently to this. I just really want to say thank you. And like I said, this is my commitment to continue giving my best to Dear Tyler. This is my commitment to consistently bringing the best of content. And I believe and I trust God that we'll be able to break even greater boundaries, right? Creating a standard. And hopefully through Dear Tyler, in as much as the desire of Dear Tyler, is to bring the love of God to people, just to help people that are going through things, bring a sense of love, hope, and restore faith in the hearts of people. I believe that through Dear Tyler, other content creators, especially in the podcasting space, would gain a lot of notice, right? And will be a platform that will help people gain some level of visibility. And so this is me saying thank you to God, thank you to everyone, right? I don't think there's a prayer today, but I just my final request for today, or I have some requests. Number one, please do well, share Dear Tyler with other people. Share Dear Tyler with other people. It's a very, very good gift that you can give Dear Tyler. Number two, I've got a podcasting course that I'm doing, so the link is on my on Dear Tyler Instagram bio. It's very cheap, right? It's like 3,000 naira, which is like less than $4, I believe, right? And if you are interested, why not? You can share it with other people. And yeah, if the Lord leads you to support in any way, with your prayers, with any form of support, to help us build what we're doing, why not? We would receive it with joy and gladness, right? So this is me signing out, Tyler. Remember that I love you, I believe in you, and I'm always, always rooting for you. Bye.